Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm Peter1 here back in another Minecraft Roblox video, and today I'm going to be doing a do not laugh to this video. I watched a little bit of it. I found it and I watched a little bit of it. It's the funniest thing ever. I'm probably going to be laughing the whole entire time. But make sure to subscribe. We are at 15 subscribers, so subscribe. And let's get started with this video. That was another. Just talks about science.
Did you know that physics is about how things move and why things move? It was Isaac Newton who discovered the 3 laws of motion. He was a scientist who lived from 1642 to 1727. Let's first learn about the first law of motion. It is also called the law of inertia. It states objects will remain at rest or in uniform motion in a straight line unless acted upon by an external unbalanced force. To understand Newton's first law completely, we need to learn about inertia first. See, this is a very large sofa. What's special about it? It's stable. It is not moving. Now go ahead and try to move it. Oh, you can't. It's not willing to move. You can't move it as it is very large. Now try to move this small stone. Good. You can move it a little bit, but you had to put in a lot of effort. It was also like it didn't want to move from its original position. Even the smaller things don't want to change their positions. They don't want to move. Even a small stone takes some effort to move. This is the first rule of physics. Things like to stay where they are. No object in this universe would start moving unless some external effort is put on. It's like all things in the world are lazy. Now the question is, if things are lazy and they don't want to move, then how does the movement happen? The answer is that there are so many things in the universe which push and pull other things and force them to shift their positions, like you forced the small stone to move. But as we said earlier, that things are lazy. They would try and stop their movement as soon as the effort was removed. Well, you'll be wrong if you think like that. You'd find it very strange to accept that when a small stone was still, it wanted to stay.
So around this time, I stopped watching the video. So like all this time, I haven't watched it.
Still, and once you'd put it in motion after putting some effort, it would like to keep on moving. In reality, it would keep on moving forever and ever.
Stop.
But somehow it stops. But it stops not because
it wants to stop.
It stops moving because things in its path force it to stop. It may be due to air, or if it bumps into a tree or rough surface on the ground. But suppose there were no tree in its way, or there was no roughness on the surface, and also imagine that it does not have poles or trees in its way. The stone would never stop. It would keep on moving. It happens in outer space, where there's no air or roughness. If you kick a small stone, it'd keep on moving and would never stop. So how can we say that things are lazy? See, the small
oh my god,
stone
what is that? Oh my god, it's...
wanted to move forever, but it was stopped by the resistance of air, trees, or roughness of surface. It's like you moving on a slippery road. You'd keep on moving unless there was some effort put in to stop you. The same is true with the small stone in outer space. It would keep moving, as nothing came in its way. It also doesn't want to stop, as it is too lazy to do that. So now we can change the first rule of physics. Things want to stay in the position they are, to things want to keep doing what they're already doing.
On the thumbnail, I saw 2 people on swings. There was a giant fat guy. I want to see that.
If things are at rest, they want to stay at rest. And if things are moving, they want to keep moving. In other words, things are lazy. So there's a lot of laziness in the universe. Physicists have a special name for this laziness. It is known as inertia. So now you understand Newton's first law of motion. Can you write it? Well, you are very much right. Now let's move on to Newton's second law. As we know from the first law that to overcome the inertia of an object, we have to apply unbalanced force. Newton's second law talks about how fast an object would move. Well, it states acceleration of an object depends on the mass of the object and the amount of force applied. In mathematical terms, Newton's second law states that force is the product of mass and acceleration. To cause an object to accelerate or speed up, a force must be applied. The more force you apply, the quicker you accelerate. Look at these 2 swings. If you apply the same force on both swings, check whose goes faster. Let's first push the little kid. See? It goes very high. Now push this fat man with the same force. See, it does not go far.
Wait, what did I say?
Let's first push the little kid. See? It goes very high. Now push this fat man with the same force. See, it does not go far.
Fat man.
Because it has more mass than the little kid. So the more mass there is, the force required to push the object is also greater. Let's look at the mathematical formula of the second law again. It's the product of mass and acceleration. We've already learned that if there's more mass in an object, to move it, we need more force. Now let's see this kid sitting in the swing. If we apply little force, then it goes a small distance.
What the heck?
Now if we apply a lot
So
more
weird.
force, it goes very
What the
high.
heck is this? Oh my
So to
God,
get
that
more
was so
acceleration, we need to apply higher force. So now you can understand the relation among force, mass, and acceleration. Until now, we've only learned the first and second laws of motion.
Legs! Look at his legs.
Oh, you're riding a bicycle. Have you ever wondered why a bicycle moves forward? Ah, well, it moves according to Newton's third law, which says that for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. To understand this, see what happens when you drop a tennis ball. As the tennis ball hits the floor, it causes a downward force on the floor. This is the action. The floor reacts by pushing on the ball with the same force, but in the opposite direction. Action,
This one really
reaction.
has errors. I just heard
Together,
this-
the
this
floor
thing.
and the
This
ball
baba-
form what's called the
this
action-reaction
ba-
pair.
ba- 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 ba-
So now how it applies to your
The
bicycle.
legs.
When
What
you
is
push
this?
the pedal, the parts of the tire which touch the ground push it backwards.
God,
The
he's
ground
dead.
also pushes the
He's
tires
looking at the
forward with the
ground.
same force.
You look
So
forward.
the parts
you
of
don't
tires
look,
and
oh my
earth
God.
form a pair of action and
He's looking at
reaction.
us.
So what happens to the earth when your tires are applying force to push it backwards? Huh? Oh, nothing happens to it, since the earth is very big as compared to your bicycle. The force applied by your tires does not move it backwards, but force applied by the earth pushes your bicycle forward. So now you understand Newton's third law. Yep, the tennis ball is the right example. The ball and the floor are creating a pair of action
It's
and
impossible.
reaction.
What is he doing? Okay. Guys, that was so weird. What even was that? Oh my God. Okay, I'll have a link to this video in the description. You guys can watch it. Oh my God. So anyways, guys, that's going to be it for today's video. If you enjoyed, be sure to subscribe. Again, we have 15 subscribers. And yeah, subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment saying I can do more. Try not to laugh videos, but that one was, I had to laugh. Bye, guys.